Today we're going to look at finding percentages of an amount. What I'd like you to do first is to just have a think about this question. If you know that 100% of an amount is £60, what else can you actually work out? Pause this and have a go. These ones might be some of the things that you thought of. If you didn't think of trying to find these percentages, just pause this one and have a go at seeing if you can find these. Did you think about how fractions can help you do the percentage questions? 50% is the same as a half, so 50% of £60 would be £30. In a similar way, 25% is a quarter, so a quarter of £60, £60 divided by 4 would be 15. 10% is a tenth, and so to get £6 it must have been 10% of 60. The 10% is really useful because it can help us work out the other ones. So 20% is double 10%, so that's why that works out to be £12. The 5% is half of 10%, so that works out to be £3. 1% you can work out one of two ways. You can either do a tenth of 10%, or you can do 100th of the 100%. Either way it will work out to be 60p or £0.6. And finally the 2% is double 1%, and so that gives you two lots of 60p, £1.20. You could work it out in lots of different ways. Have a look at the connections that you can see between these amounts before you move on. How about doing 45% of 60? How many different ways can you think of doing this? One way you could work out 45% is to split it up into 40% and 5%. A very useful percentage to help you to get to these would be the 10%. So 10% of £60 is £6. We can double 10% to get 20%, and we can double again to get 40%. Or you could have started with the 10% and just multiplied by 4. To get the 5%, 5% is half of 10%. So if 10% is £6, 5% will be £3. We can then work out our final answer by adding those two together. It's not the only way of working out 45% of £60. Here you can see a method of working out 25%, a quarter of it, and then adding on the 20%. You could also have done 50%, take away the 5%. There's quite a few different ways you could do this. And the thing with percentages is to find the way that is most easy for you. So what if you're going to work out something like 17%? Okay, so in this case we'll stick with £60 and we'll do 17% of £60. Okay, what percentages do you think might help you to get to 17%? One way you may have thought of is to start with 10% and then add on 5% and then two 1%. Here you can see I've added my 10%, my 5% and my two 1% to get the final answer. This isn't the only way of finding your 17% though. You could do 20% and then take off 3%. So you can see here that I've started again with the 10%, doubled that to get the 20%, found 1% and then 3 lots of 1%, so I can do 20% take away 3%. So when you're trying to work out any percentage of any number, there are some strategies which help you to do it. 10% is always really useful, 5% is usually quite useful, and 1%. So with those you can make up most things. With this question, 49% of 32, you can do 4 lots of 10%, 1 lot of 5% and 4 lots of 1%, and you will get to the answer. I think an easier way to get to 49% though would be to do 50% take away 1%. 50% is easy to do because it's a half, and 1% is a hundredth. So I can easily work out that 50% is £16 and 1% is 32 pence. So to get 49%, I can just do 50% take away 1%. 16 take away 0.32. Whichever method you use, you should find that the answer is £15.68. You may have found a completely different way of doing it. As long as you're getting the right answer, it's fine. Some final thoughts about finding percentages. I've said here that finding 10% and 1% are really helpful because that helps you find most percentages. Just notice that with 10% you find it by dividing by 10, but for 1% you find it not by dividing by 1 but by dividing by 100. 10% is the only percentage which it's the percentage itself that you divide by, and that only works because there are 10 lots of 10% in 100, so make that up the 100%. If it doesn't work for other percentages, say 20%, I've shown you that to find 20% you work out 10% and then you double it. An alternative would be to think that there's 5 lots of 20% in 100, it's a fifth, so we could find 20% by dividing by 5. Okay, so there are other ways of doing these percentages. The 10% is a nice easy one to use. Okay, but just think about how you're using it. Okay, good luck with the percentage questions I'm going to set you. This final challenge slide is to do after you have done the questions from the workbook. It's just a bit of extra thinking because we haven't done a great deal of problem solving since the lockdown started. Okay, good luck with it.